Awesome. Welcome everyone to our team training for Monday, June 29th. We have one more day left of this month. Today we're going to be covering free groups, specifically the free flat belly challenge. I know a lot of the coaches on the team have dove in, they started using these and have had great success with it. So we're going to cover more about the flat belly challenge. First off, I just wanted to go through 3 things that I want you to think about before starting a free group. Free groups, I want you to have a purpose for them. So that's number 1 of the tips. Have a purpose for your free groups. Do not just do a free group because you're too afraid to invite to a paid group. You need to have confidence that our programs work. Like when somebody goes into a gym and they're hiring a personal trainer, the personal trainer doesn't say, "Oh, I'm free." Like nobody would ever pay the personal trainer then. They would just go keep using that personal trainer for free. So you have a lot to offer. You're offering somebody your support and accountability, programs that work, that are way cheaper than a personal trainer, and they know what to do every day. Because who goes to the gym and pays for a personal trainer 6 or 7 days a week? Not most people. Most people pay for the trainer 1 day a week, and then they don't know what to do the other 5 to 6 days of the week. Well, with our programs, they do. So when you start a free group, make sure you're not just doing it because you're putting off inviting to a paid group. When I'm doing a free group, I'm still inviting to paid challenge groups. I don't put my invitations to my paid challenge group on hold because I'm doing a free group. So the purpose for me, for my free groups, is to build my network, to build contacts, to find people who I know need help, and they might not be ready to dive in with me in a paid group this week or this month. It might be 6 months from now. It might be a year from now. They might do my free group and then in a year become the next top coach on the team. So my purpose for all my free groups is really to build my network and to build my email list. And I do that through my Google Forms, which I have another training on, but we will touch a little bit on that. So number 1, make sure that you have a purpose for your free groups. Don't just do them because you're putting off inviting, because you should be inviting to a paid challenge group at the same time that you're doing your free group. Number 2, decide on the time frame. So the step-by-step posting guide that I have for the 30-day free flat belly challenge is 30 days. But you don't have to do 30 days. Heather, actually, she's on the call with me tonight, and I told her, I said, 30 days just seemed too long. The first week I had 100 people in the group, and I had probably 15 to 25 people that were posting and checking in. And by the last week, there were 2 to 3, maybe 3 to 4. So it definitely dies down over the 4 weeks. So Heather took it and she actually made it a 14-day group, which is awesome. So pick a time frame that's going to work for you. 7 days, 14 days, 21, 10 days, you choose. I tried 30 days. I'm going back and forth. I'm like, I don't know, should I make it 14, 21, 30? So I'm still trying to decide. But I do have a 30-day posting guide, so you can alter it to fit what you want. So decide on a time frame. That's tip number 2. Number 3, post valuable content. You'll notice in my posting guide that there is a blog most days that gives them information on what clean eating is, that gives them information on not letting the scale dictate them. There's all sorts of different blog posts, but there's also workouts daily that are Autumn's workouts or Tony's workouts. So I'm also introducing the programs to them. I'm showing them that our programs work. Now, of course, they're only like 10-minute workouts. They're not our typical 30-minute workouts that we have with P90X3 or 21-Day Fix. So you want to add value. That also means, like, I set all my posts up on auto post, but I go in every day and I comment back and I give people feedback and I answer their questions and build relationships. So make sure you are adding value to your groups. So with the free flat belly challenge, I have had really great results with Facebook ads. I had never done a Facebook ad for a free group before. I used to just put the free groups out there and get a lot of response on social media because it was free. This time I thought, well, if I'm getting a lot of response on social media and it's free, why not do a Facebook ad? So I did a Facebook ad. I paid $35. And in my Facebook ad, there was my Google form link so that they can fill out the Google form. And at the end, when they fill out the Google form, it pops up and there's a link for them to join the group. So the reason why I didn't do a ton of free groups was because it was always a lot of work for me. I would then have to like friend them on Facebook and then add them to the group. And I was messaging them back and forth to get them to accept my friendship. And I could spend 8 hours just adding people to these free groups. Well, now with the Google Forms, they're filling it out. I'm creating my email list because when they fill out their Google form, I have a Google form response that is Excel spreadsheet, so it has their name and their email address, super simple. They're adding themselves to the group, and I set it up on auto post. So it's not taking me as much time, and I'm able to actually spend that 8 hours that I would adding everyone to the group and messaging everyone back, just focusing on building relationships with people in the group. So that's been super beneficial. And so I paid $35 and I had 100 people fill out the form. I got 100 new emails. And throughout the 30 days, I had 5 people get Shakeology sampler packs. I had 2 people order 21-day fix and 2 people get challenge packs. And like I said, that wasn't my goal. My goal was I didn't have any expectations for people ordering things. It was to build my email list, build my contact list, and get people interested in our programs, to show them what we have to offer and show what I have to offer them as a coach. So those were my goals. I didn't have any expectations for people to order. And it worked out really well. I mean, I definitely covered the $35 Facebook ad and have new customers, new people to help and show them that our products work, get them results. So before I go on anymore, I'm going to bring Heather on. For those of you that don't know, Heather has been on the team for a couple years, but she just started building her business in March. Okay, March. And Heather is also a mom, and she works and she's building her business. She has a lot going on. She's been traveling a lot, and she doesn't ever put her business on the back burner, which I love, because every week I have so much information going through my head, or I'm trying so many things. So when I get on our mastermind and I'm like dumping all this information on her, she actually goes and like puts it into practice right away. So that's what she did with the free Flat Belly group. So I'm going to have her share first a little bit about herself and why she became a coach, and then the Facebook ads that she's been doing and how they've been helping her to build her own network.
All right.
Hi, Heather. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, hi. All right. So I became a coach. It'll be almost 4 years ago when I moved back from Indiana to Washington, where I'm from, after going to school and graduating and having my own coffee shop with 2 partners. So I came back. I was 4 months pregnant. My son's father lives abroad, and was starting all over and from completely blank slate, no idea what direction I was going to take. And I was just taking my time while I was pregnant, looking for jobs. And I had always in the back of my mind wanted to get involved with sports, nutrition, personal training or something. And so I was looking into, ACE and other places where I could get certified. And I happened to come across Christy's ad on Craigslist and reached out to her, asked a million questions, watched all of her videos. And I think about a month later I signed. And
I remember 4 years ago, and I remember your list of questions. Like, it was probably a couple pages long for me to like respond back.
And I had every intention of just going all in. And I did at first, but my son, I joined in, I believe it was late November. My son was born in January, and I still pushed hard through it, but it was just more than I had bargained for. Again, I was going through a big transition, and I didn't realize how much of a change I was actually going through, because I was just positive and like happy to be home. But I really needed more time. So for me personally, and just learning how to be a mom on my own without a father figure. And anyways, it was wonderful. I followed Christy the entire time, and I remember when she was, earning $1,000 a week, I think it was at the time, and about to leave her job. And I watched through the whole process, and eventually I just decided I've always struggled with meeting the exact goals that I wanted in the restaurant industry. And I had great jobs after I had Zeth, and I traveled a lot. I taught classes, and I wouldn't take it back. Sorry. Come up here. But there was just still something missing. And I had talked to my friends and family about, I think I really still want to do Beachbody. And I kept my membership, my coaching fees, my websites, kept it for all 4 years because I just knew in the back of my mind I wanted it. And in March, work was just really rough. There was an affair going on within the restaurant that I was working in, and it was very stressful and awkward. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm ready to help people who want to be helped and do things that I really enjoy doing and inspire myself, inspire my son and my family and friends. And I had just seen so much from Christy that I emailed her one day and I was like, all right, I'm in. And I just jumped in. I left my job and I had, savings. So I've been using that to build my business right now. But I really want to help motivate people and share the coaching business and nutrition plan, especially being that I'm big into food and beverage, preparing meals and meal prep. And slowly but surely, as I'm, going through the Shine groups and everything, I'm gaining more of that confidence. So the Free Flat Belly group was a big eye-opening experience for me because I got 40 people interested through Facebook ads, and my goal for this was to follow something. I had no previous experience in a real group other than just jumping into it. So following Christy's outline, I was curious. I was really curious on how much different it might affect my business than whatever I was doing. So I was excited for that. But my goal was just to figure out who was interested. And if that person was interested, what mutual friends do we have that might be interested, and how did they find out about me? I will do everything with Google Forms, because when I pulled up the Excel sheet and everything was listed, their goals that they had, why they wanted to lose weight, if they had injuries or allergies or whatever I wanted to know, they answered. And it was so easy to go through. And again, I have their emails. And not everyone really wanted to be contacted. I had one friend from college who made up a fake email address and said, do not contact under phone number. But funny enough, she did end up actually signing back up under her normal self and giving me her email because she wanted to see what the free Beachbody membership was for. So it was interesting to see that. She doesn't know that I know that, but it was interesting. So I got 40 people out of that group, and I had 10 people really engaging, and 4 people requesting to do another group. So I was surprised that so many people were actually engaging, because I guess I wasn't expecting it, because I had heard you talking about how you only had a couple by the end. So I did the 14 days for that reason. And I loved the 14 days because it went by fast. They didn't, based on the views, there was always about 12 views, but only 10 people interacting. They didn't stop. They were curious. They were asking questions, which made me know that they were interested. And I liked that interaction. Whereas, not selling challenge packs and being at Success Club, 4 every month or 5 or 6 or whatever it might be, you only have so many new people that you're working with. So it was a good experience to have more engagement. I got coach leads out of it. I got referrals. Like someone posted in a mama weight loss group that someone else, one of my free challengers had seen, and she tagged me in it and she said, "Hey, Heather Bradford, check this out." And I was like, "Whoa, that was awesome. Thank you." And I sent her a personal thank you. I really appreciate that. And she messaged me privately for additional help and wanting to do the 21-day fix, but hasn't purchased yet. So yeah, the participation was huge for me, and because I took your advice on that. When they participate, pay extra attention to them, ask them questions, check in with them privately, and I did that, and I really feel that made a huge difference for me. And I listened to the morning wake up call, and she was saying very similar things this morning, and that's going to be, you know, a new mission that I have, is to really keep pushing that personal engagement outside of, you know, just, you know, my Facebook ads or responses and stuff, figuring out what they're really interested in. So the template for me that you had was incredible. I like following that and making it my own. I could tell that people were like, they were curious and they trusted what I was saying and they wanted to know more. So it's a really good template to follow and to base your like blog posts on. So I have to do some more blog posts to be able to do another 14-day challenge. And I plan on doing that. So Facebook ads, I took Colin's advice and I did local ads. And then I targeted in Indiana where I lived and then here. And that was the most response I did receive. Moms, you know, people in restaurants in the service industry, people interested in coffee and tea and whiskey and, you know, whatever. But it went really well for me. So
that's awesome. And I love that you targeted your ads, because we did a team training on that a few weeks back. It's probably been a couple months now. And I know Colin really took that, and I love that he targeted his area and where he lives, because then we all started doing that and we're getting better response.
Yeah.
With smaller target markets on those Facebook ads. So if you guys are watching, you're like, wait, how do I do a Facebook ad? We do have a YouTube training a couple weeks back. It's how to rock the Facebook fan page and ads. And it's on my YouTube channel, so you can take a look at that to get more information on how to do those. Yeah, so I know that Heather has had great results, great response. And Heather, are you doing the same as I am? When those people join my group, I actually go through the members and I friend request every single one of them. So then they're on my personal page as well.
Yep. I'm finding that me personally, I'm getting more traction from my personal page. I think I need to change my name because I did Whiskey Fitness. I was trying to be impartial, but yeah, I think I might have to change it just so that my name is a little bit more out there. I missed that video in the beginning, but I think that like, okay, wait, go back to your original question.
Are you friending people once they join your group, you know? Are you friending them?
I'm friending from my group. I'm also friending people who are like job seekers, and just giving them a little blurb about it. But when I do friend them, a lot of them joined my event because I think I might have made it more complicated for myself. I first make sure you always share the Google View form instead of the actual link that you're working off of, because everyone edited my form and got confused and moved everything. And I had no idea. And I had it plastered everywhere. I had it on ads. I had it on my website. I had it on my pages.
Oh, no.
So go through and change all of that. And I had no idea until someone actually emailed me who works with Google Forms from my group. So that was a learning lesson. But when I created the event on my page, my business page, people invited themselves. I let them invite themselves. And then I went through and asked them to invite their friends before I made them join the Team Beachbody free account. And a lot of people didn't go through and do the free Beachbody account. So I just friended everyone through there. So they followed my personal page. And then the ones who actually did respond, I put into the free group. So I don't know if that was too much work, but I got a lot more people from that direction than just in the group, even though we had 40 in the group. I probably had, it was like 70 something invite or overall. So through all my platforms, Google Plus and all that. But friending has made a difference because they're even liking my son's photos and my personal stuff on my page. So I know that they're following now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I did was I created a Facebook post. So I did it a little bit differently. I didn't do the event. I did a Facebook post on my fan page and had the link in the Facebook post for my Google Forms.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then when they fill out the Google form, then they have, because at the bottom of your Google form, there's a little paragraph where it says confirmation. Yeah. And so in there, I put the link for the Facebook group so that they could join the Facebook group. So if you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to screen share really quickly. Let's see if I can do this. Not Google Hangouts. I have to figure out. Bear with me. Sorry. Okay. Start screen share. Present to everyone. Wait, stop presenting. Okay. Let me get on the right page first. See if I can find it. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can screen share. Hopefully this works. There we go. Okay, can you see that, Heather?
Yeah.
Okay, so team, if you go into the event for our team call tonight, I have a link for the inviting, training, posting guide for the free Flat Belly Challenge. And this was the post that I put on my Facebook page, free Flat Belly Challenge. I did a photo because photos always do better than just words. And then I had the invite, and you can see at the bottom of the invite, the tinyurl.com/free Flat Belly Challenge. I went to tinyurl and I put my Google form in there and created that tiny URL so it was easier for people to remember. Let's see if I click the tiny URL, if it'll. Can you see the form? Or no?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So here's the free Flat Belly Challenge. This is the form. Their email. I like a lot of what Heather said, which I didn't ask those questions. I did ask if they're interested in turning their fitness into a business. But once they submit their form, let me see if I can. I don't think I have it up. But once they submit the form, there's a little thing that pops up and gives them the link to join the group. So what I liked about that was I didn't have to add them on my own to the group. They did all of that, and then I had all of their emails in the Google form. I do have another training on Google Forms if you're not sure how to use them, but I'm like Heather, I will use them for everything now, for a coach opportunity post, for a free group, for paid challenge groups, because it does help me organize and keep everyone who's interested in that one form with all their emails. In the training, there's also the invite ideas of how to invite for the group, the daily posting guide, a 7-day meal plan that I used for the Flat Belly Challenge. Let me find out where, oh, here we are, okay. Stop presenting. There we go. So the Google Forms have been huge. I'm like you, Heather. It's so nice. I've never been able to keep very good contact lists and how to follow up with people. I go through and I actually color code mine. So if people are interested and I've friend requested them, they've accepted, I do certain colors so that I make sure that I am following up with them pretty regularly or re-inviting them. So those are probably my 5 tips for a successful group. Is number 1, to use Google Forms. It will change your life. If you're bad at keeping track of things, like I am, it is super helpful. Auto post your posts for the Flat Belly group or for your free challenge group. That way there's something happening every day. Mine were auto posted every morning for 4 a.m. so that by the time I was in the group and interacting with them, they already had the post for that day. So I could just focus on the interaction with people. Number 3, interact with people in the group. So like Heather mentioned, I'm glad she brought that up, like personally messaging people outside of just interacting with them in the group. I did that a lot. I would even start dropping hints if they asked questions about their goals. In the group, I also shared what I was doing. So I made sure to say, day 5 of 21-day fix, I've been really great with my nutrition. I've seen this many results. Or a couple times a week, I'd post transformation photos. Like I'd post my mom's transformation photo. I would post transformation photo from other people on the team, other challengers, and their results. And I would always explain what programs were used and that Shakeology was used and things like that. So I was able to basically, they want to know. They want to know what works. So that's what I was doing. I was sharing what works in that group. Number 4, friend them on Facebook. So on top of the Facebook ad, I was not friends with these 100 people in my group. I wasn't friends with any of them. So I went through and friend requested all of them, not all of them accepted, but the ones that did, continuing to message them and build those relationships. And number 5, invite them. Invite them to the coach opportunity. Invite them to your next challenge group. Put those invites out there. It's okay if people say no. They don't know what you have to offer if you don't invite them. So those are my top 5 tips to run a successful group. I had, of the 100 people, I had 5 order Shakeology sampler packs, because that's one of my posts, is that I offer a 7-day meal plan and who wants to use Shakeology. I had 2 order the 21-day fix and 2 order the 21-day fix challenge pack. And I didn't have any expectations. So for me, I just wanted to post valuable content and build my network and build my email list. I didn't have expectations for anyone to order anything, but I did want to build great relationships. And there are two out of the 100 that I just have a really close relationship with now. And watching them succeed their 1-week photos, their 2-week photos, their 3-week photos, and seeing all the progress they're making. And they are incredible in my challenge group. Like they are the ones that are commenting on everyone else's stuff and adding so much value to my current challenge group. So that $35 that I paid for a Facebook ad, I ended up just with the sampler packs covering my Facebook ad cost. And then the 21-day fix orders and the challenge pack orders covered, were income essentially. But I also have 100 new people to engage with and continue to invite. So that was really my goal, to build really good relationships. But like I mentioned, please do not use these free groups because you're putting off inviting. That's not what they're for. They're there so you can add people to your network, so you can build relationships, at the same time inviting people to your paid groups. Heather, yeah. Do you have anything that...
Well, on what you just said, playing off of that, one thing I did learn was from the interactions on there, I was able to capture the information that they wanted. So like questions they were asking, I wrote them out, and I was like, okay, this is what everyone is curious about. So next time I do a post, I'm going to make sure that I answer that question in my post. Because that was huge, because every person's different. And for me, it's like, I have my interests, and sometimes it's hard to balance what programs you're actually doing with what your challenge group is doing, and be so interactive with all of it. And I'm working on that. But yeah, I think when I was able to connect with their questions more, it's helping me reach out to all these people that I'm now inviting. Because I feel like I have a better like knowledge base of
what people need.
Yeah.
No, that's a great point. I love that you brought that up, because what I do is when people ask those questions, I use that as what am I going to post to my fan page today? And so when people post those questions, I'm like, that's what I'm going to post. That's what people are wondering about. That's what people who aren't into fitness yet or who are thinking about getting in shape but don't know what to do. Those are the things that they want to know. Those are the things they're curious about. So I do the same thing. It's great that you're doing that and then posting it to the group. I'm so glad you brought that up, because this business is really, you're always learning. You're always learning. Like, I'm still always learning. You can ask Heather every week. She's probably like, dude, I'm still learning the other stuff, and you're like dropping more on me. But there's just so much to learn. There's so much to learn about what people need, what they want, and how to help them. And like you said, everyone's different. So those different questions, those people that have the confidence to ask those questions, there's hundreds, thousands, millions of people out there that have that exact same question. And so you're able to add more value to your followers from those questions that you're getting asked in the group. So I'm glad you brought that up, Heather, because that's a really great reason to do a free group like this. So you can get those questions, so you know what to post about, so you know what your challengers are going to face, so that you have answers or posts already created. I know for me, the scale is a big thing when they don't see the scale dropping. So I'm really big on progress photos. So I actually have a template post that I post to my challenge group like every few weeks, and I post to my Facebook fan page every few weeks, because that is something that people struggle with.
Yeah.
So, great post. So you guys, I know we covered a lot. I hope you guys understand the value of these free groups and how to use them a little bit better. If you go into our team page, there's the link for the step-by-step posting guide. There's the link for the Facebook ad. There's the link for the 7-day meal plan. So it's all laid out for you. There's a training on Google Forms on my YouTube. There's a training on how to post a Facebook ad on my YouTube as well. I know it's like, oh, you're putting all this together. Once you get it set up, I know Heather's probably like, yeah, I was so overwhelmed. But once you get them set up and running, they're so simple and they don't really require a ton of time. Like for me, I have it where it's, I'm interacting with the people 10, 15 minutes a day, but everything else is set up and done automatically. So anything else to add, Heather, before we get going?
I think the other thing that maybe just helped me, that a lot of people are, with the inviting, I mean, that's been one of my biggest questions, is like, I feel like I'm inviting, but maybe I'm not really inviting. I branched out and I did Google Plus. I joined all those groups that I think it was either in a wake up call or one of our meetings, someone said, join more groups and get interactive. I did all of that before I did my invite to the challenge group. And I really think that helped a lot. So I was able to join the group, introduce myself, my goals, no business, sales or anything like that, just me in the raw. And people responded and people liked. I even post videos of me working out, not saying what it was. And I got a lot of interaction through there. So when I invited, people were already used to seeing me instead of just seeing an ad. And I think that's really important. So yeah, I did the Google ad. That was kind of the last thing I did. After I did my planning, looked over your template, I created the event. After I created the event, I posted it on my pages and my website. Well, my website first, then my page, and then did the ads at the very end when I was really ready to go for it. So
awesome. I know there are other coaches who couldn't be on the call tonight with us, but they also are doing the Flat Belly Challenge and getting great results. So let us know, post on the team page with questions, and let us know how your group is going and how, so that we can continue to make these groups better. So we're building better relationships and connecting with people so that we can help them. Thank you, everyone. And hopefully we'll be, Heather, like I said, she just restarted coaching a couple months ago. She's getting closer and closer to Diamond. So really excited to be congratulating her in the next few weeks and at her rank advancement to Diamond. You can hear her son in the background, which I think is so awesome. That's what the Coach Opportunity is all about. We're all at home. I have my fur baby over here, but with them running around in the background, and we're able to do a team training call. So super exciting. But yeah, let us know if you have questions, post on the team page, tag us, and we'll make sure to get back to you.
All right. Thanks, Christy.
Thank you, Heather.